All right, today I'm going to be reacting to Heaven or Las Vegas by the Cock. By the Cock. There you go. But yeah, this is another shoegaze type album, I'm pretty sure here. I have heard the first track of this album because I think it came on after I was listening to some Slow Dive, some My Bloody Valentine, and I think it just came on in like a Spotify playlist. So I have heard the first song. I really like it. It's probably like my most listened to song of the past month probably already. Yeah, I don't really know too much about this group. If it's shoegaze, I'm probably gonna like it. I liked the first track, so I'm excited to get into this. Fantano just did a classic review of this too, so I'm gonna watch that after I do this video. As always, the uncut reaction will be on Patreon for this. It's $3.50 US a month, and you get access to all the previous uncut reactions I've done as well. So yeah, click the link down below to join that, and let's get into the video. I love this hook. So good. Beautiful song. Like I said, I've already heard it. It's just like a classic, I feel like, shoegaze song. It's got all the elements you would expect in a shoegaze song, but the thing I really like with that song especially is the vocalist. I feel like that's the best vocalist I've heard so far in this genre, and I really love that hook. I love the higher kind of notes she goes into and the little like ornamentation she puts on it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely in terms of the vocals, it's probably my favorite stuff I've heard in terms of shoegaze. But yeah, it has the same kind of elements of a normal like shoegaze song with the guitars, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I love that song. It's great. It's beautiful. I like that bass line. This has a completely different feel. Okay, I don't think I like that as much as the first track, but it was still pretty solid. I don't know how to feel about the vocal effect. I know that's obviously intentional and it's part of the aesthetic and the vibe, but yeah, I just kind of want to hear, I don't know, that might be a grower. I really wanted to hear those vocals just like raw, because I loved the vocals so much on the first one. I loved whoever the vocalist voice is. Yeah, the instrumentation was cool, I guess. I feel like this album's a lot less sad than like a Loveless or a Souvlaki. It feels a lot more like dreamy, upbeat, in general, a lot more major melodies and just a lot less depressing, which it's not necessarily a bad or good thing. It's just something I've noticed. Yeah, that might be a grower, that track. I might have to get used to that vocal effect. But the instrumentation was cool. I like that bass line. It was sick. And yeah, it was a funky little, groovy little track. So it was pretty good. Those drums. I really like that. Probably liked it more than the second track, I would say. Yeah, I think it comes down to the fact that I could just hear the vocals better. There was less of a crazy effect on those vocals. And yeah, something about this vocalist that I'm really enjoying, and just the melodies that she decides to go with are super intriguing. Yeah, the instrumentation on that was great too. Some different like sections in there. I liked the ending with the drums and the bass line and I don't know, that was good. I don't really have much to say about it. It just overall, once again, this is feeling a lot more like upbeat and feel good and kind of dreamy at the same time. Kind of looks or it sounds exactly what the cover looks like. Which I love the cover as well. Something about that cover is just beautiful. Yeah, that was good. Let's keep going. Got some like, this feels like a Weekend song. Okay, now it doesn't. This kind of feels like Pink Floyd for some reason too, which is weird. Like, not this part, but this part, for some strange reason, feels like Pink Floyd. Ooh. Those vocals panning back and forth. Okay, that felt like the least shoegaze type track so far. Probably my favorite track so far. Had a real like Pink Floyd energy in some points, which was kind of strange, but I liked it. Overall, the instrumentation was really interesting. I loved the vocals. I loved that section where those high vocals like panning back and forth. Yeah, that was probably the best track so far. Feels like the most different too, and maybe that's why I'm enjoying it the most, or I enjoyed it the most. Yeah, that was great. That was amazing, holy. At one point, it kind of felt like, at the beginning, I thought we were going to get into some, like, 80s, like, synth pop, because it kind of felt like that, but it didn't stay like that for too long. It felt like it went through a lot of different changes, but at the same time, it didn't, which is weird. I definitely have to listen to that track again right after this video, because, yeah, I feel like so much happened, and I feel like I didn't catch everything, but for what I did catch, I liked it. It was good, probably my favorite track so far. Maybe not as good as the first track, but I don't know. It was great. I'm liking this. This feels like some slow dive. Those drums are really interesting too. Nice catchy hook. It's kind of strange, like, as soon as this song started, I knew it was gonna be like a hit. You know, this feels like a hit. Especially with this hook. These drum fills are sick too. great. Holy. It's funny because like right as that song started, I thought like in my head like that this felt like a hit already. It might have just been because of like the chord change in the guitars, but right off the bat, like it definitely felt like a hit. And as the song progressed, it more and more felt like a hit with that kind of just catchy hook. Those drum fills were sick. I like the sliding guitar bits, especially at the end there. Overall, that felt very similar to the first track in terms of the structure and the style of it, and I liked it. It was really good. And when I look at the streams too, it's the second most streamed on this album behind the first track, so it makes sense that I thought it was gonna be a hit. Yeah, that was great. Ooh, that bass line. I like that. Ooh. This track is like, feels very complex. Slight key change. Alright, that track felt very like complex, especially with the vocal harmonies. I don't think it's one of my favorites because it just felt very like, very not intense, but very just like the same volume throughout the entire thing. There wasn't much room for the track to breathe. It just started with that sound and then faded out. Like there was no, it just felt like kind of like one idea and they just stretched it out. So maybe if there were some different sections in there, it would have been a little bit more interesting. It definitely wasn't bad, but probably not one of my favorites. Yeah, there could have just been more ideas in that track maybe. But yeah, let's keep going. Oh. Holy. Yo. So good. I got completely lost in like the first 3 quarters of that track. I thought he was okay to start. I was just intrigued to see where it was gonna go, but the climax was totally worth the wait. Like just a wall of sound. I loved the do 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 or whatever that like descending melody that she was doing was. Kind of had like a sinister vibe to it with the notes she was going to, and like I said, the climax was so good. That just wall of sound, super loud, super just huge in the headphones. That might be my favorite now. I don't know, it's tough. I just really love that ending. The ending was so good. Yeah, that was amazing. Cool drums on this one again. a nice vibe. Da, da, da. Ooh. That guitar, or whatever that is, adds so much. Drums. Love the sound of this track. It's great. There's another track that feels like a hit. Catchy chorus. Overall, just a nice vibe to that one. I thought the percussion and the drums were super unique on that one. And I liked the kind of back and forth vocals she had going on there. That track was sick. That kind of like synth slash guitar that came in at some points added a lot. And it was like panning between the left and right channels. It was like, that was a great track. It just made me feel good. It was a nice vibe. Yeah, it was solid. It was solid. I'm gonna give it the heart. Give it the heart skis. Let's keep going. 2 more tracks. This one's a lot darker. That, I don't know, that track was like really trancey, if that's a word. Like it kind of put me in a trance. Definitely a darker sounding track too, compared to the previous track. I feel like I kind of just got lost in that one. Like I don't really have much to say about it. Vocals were, everything was just pleasant in that track. It's definitely not one of the more like standout tracks, but I think it does do what it's trying to do well. It's really good. This album's pretty good, if you couldn't tell. We're moving on to the last track here. I'm excited to see how this wraps up. So let's do it. Feels like it's gonna be a dramatic ending. Vocals are beautiful. Whoa. Whole tone just switched up completely. Very dark again. Okay, there you go. That was the Koch Twins with Heaven or Las Vegas. Very dramatic ending, I would say. Last track wasn't my favorite out of the album, I would say, but still pretty solid. I liked the vocal harmonies. Again, the vocals are really the thing that stands out to me the most with this album. Out of the 3 shoegaze albums I've done so far, these are my favorite vocals by far. And yeah, overall, I've really enjoyed this. I like this better than Loveless, I can already tell. And it's really close between this and Souvlaki right now. Obviously, I have to listen to this more, but yeah, this was great. Once again, the vocals really stand out to me. The instrumentation is a lot of similar stuff to those previous albums I was talking about, but there is some different stuff here that doesn't feel as shoegazy. And yeah, I liked the introduction of the piano chords too at the last track there. It felt like, I don't know, it felt like we didn't really have much of that throughout the album, so it was kind of cool to hear that sonic switch up. Yeah, I just really love the vibe of this album. The only track I'm not too sure about is the second track. I might have to go back to that. And it really just came down to the vocal effect, because I think whoever the vocalist is super talented, and that vocal effect kind of just covered that up, and it didn't sit that well with me. But yeah, overall, there's some catchy hooks on here, some catchy tracks, some emotional tracks. That one track with that super climactic ending, I really loved. And overall, it's a quality, consistent project, definitely. Obviously, I have to listen to it more. I didn't listen to the lyrics at all. But once again, with shoegaze, I feel like the lyrics aren't like one of the most important things. So yeah, overall, really enjoyed this. Like I said, it's kind of close with Souvlaki right now. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up liking this more than Souvlaki. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on this album down below. Let me know what other shoegaze albums I should do, where I should go next within this genre. Yeah, leave a like if you want, subscribe if you want, leave some recommendations down below, like I said, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
This one is for the boys with the booming system, top down AC with the coolest system.